In a stunning blow to Democrat Virginia voters who just elected a radical governor, they're getting hit with new tax hikes. I guess you get what you vote for, right? Virginia Democrats seek dozens of new tax hikes, including dog walking and dry cleaning. No, this is not satire, folks. This is reality, and it's what's happening in the state of Virginia. There's also this ridiculousness happening with the Second Amendment. We'll get to that as well in this video today. But first, like this video, share this video, leave a comment down below, and please do not forget to subscribe. So Governor Abigail Spanberger campaigned on making the state more affordable, but the party now seeks taxes on services from dry cleaning to gun purchases. They're also operating in a surplus, folks. I mean, just make it make sense. Let's go to this clip from a local affiliate that actually explains what she wants to tax. Take a look.
Here's a list of the many tax increases and proposals Democrats in Virginia are considering passing. They include additional local sales tax in all Virginia counties and cities, new personal property tax on electric leaf blowers and electric landscaping equipment, large employer tax, gun and ammunition tax, new income tax brackets, a delivery tax. This would hit you if you make an order on Amazon, Uber Eats, or an order that includes UPS, FedEx delivery, etc. here in Northern Virginia. There's also a tax they're looking at for events, concerts, an investment income tax, storage facility tax, gym membership tax, dog walking tax, dog grooming tax, counseling tax, digital personal property tax, new car taxes and highway use fees, an increase in the hotel tax here in Arlington, statewide speed cameras. Now, these aren't taxes, but they would include more fines for some drivers, dry cleaning tax, home repair tax, and a vehicle repair tax.
See, the fascinating part about this move from her administration is that it flies in the face of everything that she ran on, which was affordability, being a moderate, getting back to policies that would help the working class and families. Doesn't sound like that to me. I mean, when you're introducing 50 proposals and new rules that will introduce for the new legislative session, including local sales tax in all Virginia counties, you lost me there. Okay. And then let's take this into consideration. A delivery tax would apply to deliveries made by Amazon, Uber Eats, FedEx, and UPS drivers. So what you mean right here is that you want people to pay more money for the services they're already paying for. See, this is the problem. They want bigger government. They want more control and more money. And they're not actually looking to help their constituents. It's a bait and switch at the highest level.
They should really be listening to their constituents a lot more, because these tax increases are going to hurt those who are struggling the most.
Republicans are blasting Virginia Democrats' tax proposals, asking what happened to all their talk about affordability.
They did campaign on affordability, and right now, right out of the gate, that's been the last thing that we've seen. That's been the focus.
7 News is waiting for a response from Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger and leadership in the state Senate and the House of Delegates on how this would make life more affordable for you. We'll put their responses on our homepage, WJLA.com. Reporting in Arlington, Nick Minogue, 7 News.
And here's the other fascinating part about this. The current state tax is 5.75%. She wants to raise it to 13.8%, which would be the highest in the nation. Why exactly? Why are you raising taxes? Isn't it fascinating that these people believe higher taxes means higher revenue? In fact, it's been proven through studies time and time again, lower taxes equal more revenue. Think about that for a second. But I don't think she cares about that. She has plenty of government programs she's looking to start up because that's the way they operate. That's the way they choose to govern. And we know when the government wants to come in and save everyone, they save no one. So now what we're going to do is show you this clip from the senior advisor for Bernie Sanders, and his take is just going to leave you shocked. Again, I don't understand why in 2026, after the bitching, the moaning, and the complaining about high costs of everything, and then blaming it on President Trump, that your governor would want to raise taxes on everything, literally. Take a listen to this.
So these are the expanded tax proposals that Democrats are considering in the state of Virginia. All right, wait for it. Dog walking, which would be a grooming tax. Gun and ammunition tax, storage facility tax, dry cleaning tax, home repair tax, new tax class for electric leaf blowers, and a retail delivery tax. Faz, how are you going to defend that?
Here's how, Bill. So first, you have to expand health care for people who are about to lose it due to the Republicans' efforts to cut ACA subsidies and Medicaid. You got to build affordable housing. You got to pay teachers more. And you got to take care of paid medical leave. So those cost money, Bill. So you have to pay for them. In a state budget, you have to balance those budgets. And you've mentioned some of the bad tax ideas, ones that I don't support, but they've also got some good tax ideas. So they're creating a millionaire's tax bracket. They're saying we're going to take tax subsidies away from data center development. These big tech companies don't need a lot more money. We could raise the estate tax. Those are also on the table. But you've also mentioned some of the bad ideas on the table, and this will be a debate. I think some of those ones that you mentioned will not win in that debate. Some of the ones I have mentioned hopefully will win.
Oh, yeah. And let's not forget this other. Listen, if you thought this stuff was shocking, wait till I read you this particular update. House Bill 863 includes proposals to effectively eliminate minimum sentencing for manslaughter, rape, possession, and distribution of child pornography, assaulting a law enforcement officer, and other repeat violent felonies. Let's not even get into immigration laws. She's already signing stuff to essentially entrench Virginia as a sanctuary state. Guys, I don't know how much evidence you need, but this is what radical policies will get you. A state that is literally assaulting their own residents and their freedoms. This is not going to keep Virginia safe, and it definitely will not make Virginia affordable.
Virginia has a surplus. Glenn Youngkin left it with a surplus. They don't have to tax its money. They shouldn't anyway, but they're not in a deficit here. I think that's a very important point. And as we go into 2026, you saw Spanberg with a preview in 2025. Democrats love to masquerade as these moderates, talk about affordability, even though they didn't care for 4 years when they were in charge, didn't give a lick about grocery prices when they were in charge. Suddenly they found religion. Again, if they take office in 2026 and 2027, this is what they'll do all across the country.
So if they've got a
stuff.
surplus, why do they want to raise taxes?
Because they believe that your money really belongs to them. DoorDash, fantasy sports, dog walking, ridiculous stuff. There's not billionaire stuff here. This is regular people.
Okay.
Trust me, this is not the platform that she should be running on, because all she's going to do is prove conservatives to be correct and common sense folk. And all we're really saying here is stop raising taxes on people who can barely get by. I'm just not understanding that. You're going to raise taxes on people who are millionaires. I get that playbook. That's the playbook that they've been trying to get done for many, many years now, and that is the Democrat Party. But to take it to Amazon and Uber Eats and charging people for dog walking, you totally lost the plot at that point. Now, this isn't the only radical move from her administration. Virginia Democrats move fast to attack the Second Amendment. Proposals: $500 tax on suppressors, assault weapon and magazine bans, 11% tax on guns and ammo, and shooting banned on your own land under 5 acres. Okay, this is really, let me just go to the actual website because I think this will blow your mind. They've been trying to push through all of these, what they call gun safety bills in the state of Virginia. Let's just go through it. Assault weapons and large capacity magazines, they want to ban those. All right. Firearms in public college buildings, they want to ban that as well. Safe storage in homes. They want your weapons locked up in a certain way, especially if there's a minor in your home. They got assault weapons in public spaces. They don't want that to be a reality due to what they say, the 2017 Charlottesville Unite the Right rally and research showing higher casualty rates in mass shootings involving such weapons. Ghost guns and unserialized firearms. I mean, that goes without saying. I could get that. And then you have firearms left in vehicles and concealed carry. They're talking about requiring handguns left in vehicles unattended to be stored in locked, hard-sided containers out of view. Basically, it says you can't just go down to Texas, pay a couple of bucks, and then get a concealed weapon permit all around Virginia. And guys, this is nothing new for me personally. Living in California, growing up there, they've had this all-out assault against gun owners, in my opinion. I mean, if someone robs you in your own home and you shoot them, they take your gun away. I mean, I'm sure you guys heard of that story in Los Angeles. And just when you think I'm done talking about Virginia, here's another update. So they want to raise their salaries. Take a listen to this.
They've also introduced a budget amendment that would, well, they're going to raise their own salaries from $17,000 to $45,000. This is a part-time job that has full benefits and towards a pension, more than doubling the current pay for members of both General Assembly people. So stupid. Millions of dollars taken out of the pockets of Virginians and put into politicians' pockets at the same time when their families are struggling with higher taxes and services are strained and all this stuff.
Fact of the matter is, this has been an all-out assault on the working class. Not just Second Amendment gun rights, but just basic common sense freedoms. When did Abigail Spanberger decide to say, hey, you know what? Screw affordability. I'm going to tax everything. Well, again, as I stated earlier, the Democrat Party is literally the bait and switch party. They're telling people they're going to come in and save them. They're telling them they're going to keep them safe. They're going to address affordability because the president wrecked it. And then they raise taxes. All you have to do is look at Katie Wilson. All you got to do is look at Zohran Mamdani. And now Abigail Spanberger is the other case study. But will people take notice of this before the midterms? The answer is probably no, because the American voter gets amnesia. Remember, most people have already forgotten what happened under Biden. Not me and you, because we're politically tapped in. The average Joe Schmo walking down the street has absolutely forgotten about it. And all they're focused on now is what they're hearing regarding the propaganda from the media regarding the Trump administration. Are they taking note of these particular moves in the background? Because these are dangerous. Again, an all-out assault on people's basic freedoms. Okay, so at this point, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. One, in regards to the minimum sentencing requirements that are going to change, particularly for people who are convicted over child pornography. Secondly, what do you make of raising taxes on literally everything, including delivery fees, which is just fascinating. And then if you are a gun owner, what's your reaction to what she's been up to regarding the all-out assault against the Second Amendment? Give me your thoughts and everything you got in the comments section below. So now we go to our next video where Hakeem Jeffries had to walk back his threatening comments against Kristi Noem. This comes as the president announced that the government shutdown will be avoided just as long as people go along with his particular plan. If you guys missed out on that update and more, all you have to do is click on that video because it's coming up right now.